Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt and this is Son.
Kai.
And this is the week that's three. This is Raw. Yep, 5th of the 8th, 2019, Kai, and SummerSlam is this week. Started off with the actual intro, so the intro music and the sort of clips of different shows and that as they have an intro. Got interrupted by Samoa Joe on the commentary table, basically saying that he wasn't involved in the Roman Reigns attack on SmackDown with the forklift, and that he was being wrongly accused, and that later on in the night when Roman Reigns appeared he would shut down the show. Then he was proceeded then to be interrupted by Becky Lynch, who then came out, and she had a match, a tag team match. That was Becky Lynch, Charlotte versus Natalia and Trish, obviously respective of their SummerSlam opponents. We also found out that now that the Becky Lynch versus Natalia match is going to be a submission match. They did say that last week, but they've now confirmed that it is actually going to be a submission match. It was an okay match. The ending basically was that Becky Lynch tagged herself in. Charlotte Flair decided to walk out of the ring, and then Natalia sort of applied the sharpshooter, and she wouldn't really break the sharpshooter, so it went into like a sort of DQ finish. Trish Stratus didn't enter the match, as far as I could see. She didn't actually tag in or do anything really in the match, so that was a bit weird. Next, it was Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. It was a nice high-flying match, some nice spots in this one. They had quite a bit of time as well. The ending was that Selena Vega got involved in the match, caused a distraction to Rey, and then Andrade got the win. They also did a bit of a tease from last week where Andrade tried to rip the mask off Rey. He tried to do that again, so I don't know if they're going for something down the line with that sort of storyline. Next, we have Raw's Rubbish. Yes, Raw's Rubbish. Maria and Mike Kanellis. Obviously, last week, 24/7 belt was Maria who won, didn't she? And she kept going around saying she was a pregnant champ. This week, they were having like a baby sort of OBGYN, as they call it in America, appointment, a doctor's appointment. They went into the room. They had a doctor there. Mike Kanellis went in for a hug, I think, on Maria, and it just turned out that the doctor was a ref. And he did the pin, so Mike Kanellis won the belt. I did last week. They'd find someone to do it, and people were joking about this story, that this was going to happen, but it actually did happen. Only for then Mike Kanellis to go into the waiting room, and there to be somebody dressed up as a lady waiting in the waiting room. Who was it?
R-Truth.
Yes, it was R-Truth, who said, you know, that was his baby. He got the pin, and he is now back to the 24/7 champion. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel that his run is kind of done, and they could have done, as you know, we do say it, or I say it, it's Raw's Rubbish. I do think they did have a little bit more mileage on this sort of 24/7 belt on Maria, but you know, they've quickly got rid of that, and it is what it is. Next, it was Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. I say the same thing every time. Paul Heyman did the same promo as he normally does. He was saying about Seth Rollins' attack last week, only for Seth Rollins to come down, sort of limping and holding his ribs with a chair, only to be attacked by Brock Lesnar again, viciously.
But he didn't bleed.
No, he didn't bleed this time, but again, if you look at the context of the story, I think Seth Rollins has been a bit stupid here. Why would he do that? I know they're sort of painting it up to that Seth Rollins doesn't have a shot, and then he probably will win, but we don't know. We'll have to see. Then he did a promo after the match saying, is it worth it?
I think Seth Rollins is going to do exactly what he done at WrestleMania.
What, he's going to do a low blow and win that way? Well, we'll have to wait and see. He still will be injured going into SummerSlam. Yeah, did a promo saying, is it worth it? And then he sort of answered his own question with, yes, it is. Next, we had an interview with Kurt Angle, who was in a referee shirt. He was going to referee a match later on, which was Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander. He then got sort of backwards and forwards with the Street Profits, which was quite nice. The Street Profits were saying about their title match that they got on NXT this weekend. Just to mention that we will be doing an NXT reactions. I don't particularly do a predictions for that because I find that there's just too many videos that saturates the channel. So I'm going to do reactions for that on Sunday. Then next we had the Viking Raiders squash. Yep, the Viking Raiders squash. Got a new intro for it because I think it's going to be a weekly thing. Again, they squashed two jobbers. That is basically all that happened. Next, Angle come out, followed by Cedric Alexander. He got halfway down the ramp, got basically attacked by Drew. Didn't get the match going. The lights then went out. The lights went back. They sort of flickered, and then who appeared?
The Fiend.
The Fiend, yes, he attacked Kurt Angle with a mandible claw like he did last week with Mick Foley. So it seems to be that's kind of one of his moves that he's introducing as well. Next it was the New Day, and they were going to be against the OC, and the OC had AJ Styles, didn't they, at ringside. AJ Styles quickly intervened in the match, attacked the New Day, had a DQ finish to that match, only for Ricochet to come down. They set up a 6-on-6, so it was a New Day and Ricochet versus OC and AJ Styles.
3-on-3.
Sorry?
3-on-3, not 6-on-6.
Did I say 6-on-6, did I? 3-on-3 then. They did a 3-on-3. Thank you, Kai. This is why I work with you, Kai, because you correct me on my mistakes. The end of the match was that AJ Styles pulled the leg of Xavier Woods, and then they went to the Magic Killer, and the OC are winning, and they're riding high at the minute. They are winning quite a few matches. Next, Samoa Joe was seen backstage getting some information about Roman Reigns. He then came down to the ring to do what he said earlier, which was to shut down Raw. He got a chair, he was calling out Roman Reigns. Then he got told that Roman Reigns had just appeared in the parking lot. He went out there to meet him, only for them to get into a little bit of back forward, sort of shouting and that, only for then Roman Reigns to jump and dive back into the car, because what happened?
A car crashed into his car.
Yep, a car crashed into him and then sped off. Samoa Joe then was calling for medics, sort of showing concern, and again was still not, none the wiser as to who is attacking.
And Triple H came.
Yep, Triple H C to Roman Reigns as well. Still not the wiser of what's happening here, or who's doing it, but hopefully we'll find out soon. Next, it was a women's fatal 4-way elimination match. So each team got eliminated to only there was one. It started off with the Kabuki Warriors, Fire and Desire, Bliss and Cross come out, and then it was the Iconics who were the champions. They got quickly eliminated, so we would have new champions, followed by Fire and Desire, and then it was down to the Kabuki Warriors and Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss won with a Twisted Bliss. So now Nick Cross and Alexa Bliss are now the women's tag team champions. I think they made Asuka look really weak at the end of this match. She used to be quite explosive and quite vicious, but now she's kind of not. She's kind of, they're really not doing her any favours, but it was what it is. And then we get to the main event of actually, quickly, before we go into the main event, I will just mention that this Fatal 4-Way match, they did say was going to be a SummerSlam match, but obviously I think the SummerSlam card is a bit too stacked, so they put it on Raw. So that's why it kind of felt a bit strange to me to change the belts like this without really no real build-up. But, like I say, it was going to be a SummerSlam match. And then we get to the main event, Miz TV, and he brought out Shawn Michaels for, I don't really know why he brought out Shawn Michaels, only because Dolph Ziggler and him have been in a sort of storyline. I think, to be honest, if we get into this bit, I think it's more evident of why Shawn Michaels was there, but anyway. So yeah, let's say it was a contract signing for the Miz versus Ziggler. We thought at SummerSlam, so Ziggler comes down, they have a little bit back forwards with the promo, and he signs the contract, only for Miz then to say, I look forward to my match against you on Monday night on Raw. And Ziggler was a little bit confused. They sort of teased the match between HBK. He said that your opponent is a legend, sort of thing, and everyone was sort of thinking it was HBK. It's probably why he was there. Only for then who to come out?
Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg came out. Obviously Ziggler's been saying some sort of remarks about Goldberg in the last couple of weeks. It's been heavily rumoured it's going to be Goldberg, and that's why it's a shame that you can't keep anything a secret anymore in wrestling or WWE, because we kind of knew. We said that in the predictions video, didn't we, that it was Goldberg, and we were right. It is now Goldberg. So we'd done our predictions for that, and then Goldberg come down. Ziggler sort of hightailed it, and Goldberg said that Ziggler was next, and that's how they ended Raw. So yeah, Raw was okay this week, not as explosive as it has been. The Go Home show, it was okay. There have been worse Go Home shows than this. This was actually a not too bad one. Some of the stuff was a bit, but it is what it is. Will they ever do anything with the Viking Raiders? We don't know. So yeah, so I think we'll leave it there, because we'll quickly, after this video, we'll quickly do SmackDown as well. So you have to watch that one. Watch out for that one straight after this, and we'll see you in the next video. And also in that video, we'll give an update as to what's happening next week with the schedule. So check it out to find out what's happening. So yeah, I'll say goodbye, and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.